Well, judging from the ones we spoke with, labor leaders seem more than satisfied with the government's response to industrial matters. Carla Palmer shares their story.
For a second consecutive year, it rained on Labor Day, but there was no stopping the show and the residents showing out. They came out in the hundreds, and the union leaders proud as peacocks, not only for the confidence boost in the turnout of members, but their leadership accomplishments in having what they describe as many industrial agreements resolved.
Very reasonable. The government is working with us. There are some things we need to resolve. We are resolving it. And we will continue to work with the government because the government has shown its commitment to work with us.
So far, they've been pleasing to our Congress by signing almost 20 industrial agreements, 2 conventions from the ILO, and it looked like the rest is history. We have a understanding with the government, and so far they're living up to it.
We've had some 145 matters before the Supreme Court. While I cannot speak to them in terms of specific, what I can say at this point, we've been able to solve, negotiate over 140 of them, some 90+% of them outside of court. And so we found the Ministry of Public Service, the Minister of Education, and the new director to be working well along with us.
Still, with some concerns outstanding, labor leaders are optimistic and are describing the environment as friendly.
We have some basic concerns. Some of the agreements are still outstanding, and the industrial agreement, we need to get that resolved, and the legislation we need to work on.
I think for the most part we are able to social dialogue to work with a lot of our concerns, but you know, my cry is always to get the workers of Cable Bahamas to have an industrial agreement, and so I will sing that song until the last nail knock, until we get those workers unionized. Well, they are officially a part of the union. We just need to get a contract for them, and we're not going to stop until we get that contract signed.
We've completed a series of industrial agreements we've signed off on. We're moving ahead into our new negotiations. We're getting ready to go back to the table at ZNS, getting ready to go back to the table at BTC.
Just elected in January this year, Muriel Liburn is celebrating her first time on the parade as the president of the Bahamas Nurses Union. For her members, safety at this time is not only a concern, but a matter of priority.
Our nurses, we work under extreme conditions. In particular, the nurses in our family of islands, they don't have the opportunities that we have in terms of safety. When we look at Princess Margaret, Sandilands Hospital, and all those other clinics here in this country, we are afforded, protection from police and all those other stuff. They're stationed at our hospitals. In the family of islands, it's different.
President of the Bahamas Union of Teachers, Belinda Wilson, is also lobbying for a change, that of the status of contract workers.
And so we're asking the government and the private sector to cease and desist so that persons will be able to not just work, but be able to, after work, enjoy their pensions and their benefits.
In this 50th anniversary of independence, union leaders say they remain committed to the task as they continue to stand guard as the protectors of the rights of Bahamian workers across the country. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carla Palmer.